Welcome to Fear and Greed, the Sunday edition. It's the 27th of February 2022, my mother's birthday, and I'm Sean Aylmer. It's a change of pace from the rest of the week when the Fear and Greed team shares some of our favourite stories of the week. As always, I'm joined by my co-conspirators, Adamski, Adam Lang. Good morning.
Good morning, Sean, and happy birthday to your mum.
Thank you. 90 today, Adam.
Oh, that is awesome.
It is awesome, actually. We had a great party yesterday, and she had her 5 children and all of her grandchildren, her 12 grandchildren, in the same spot for the first time in about 15 years.
Oh, that is terrific. Well done.
Mickey T, Michael Thompson, good morning.
Hello, Sean.
How are you?
Oh, you know what? I'm great. I didn't have a family birthday like that yesterday. That's a ripper of a day.
It is a ripper, and it was a full day because I'm sure anyone with aged parents know you need to start early, or even Adam's family probably understand this, the kids and Lara. You need to start early, and it was a lunch, and notwithstanding Mum did spend some of the afternoon in the couch asleep whilst we were around her, we continued on for quite some time.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you are right. Adam would be very familiar with the concept of an early party. What time do you have dinner most nights, Adam?
Around 7, Michael. It's pushing the boat out.
Do you have dinner at exactly the same time every night?
No.
Right.
No, it's a little bit loose. Could be 6:58, 7:02.
Yeah.
5 p.m.
I did during the week we were having one of our operations meetings, and Adam was explaining he'd been emailing people, but he'd managed to get the process down from 10 minutes to 8 minutes, which firstly I thought, who the hell times how long it takes you to do an email? And then the fact that you obviously had a little competition in your own mind there, Adamski, saying, I'm going to go faster.
Yeah, life's about continuous improvement, right? So there were several hundred to do, and my game of this is to get faster and faster.
Oh, my God. Life's about continuous improvement.
As is this show, right?
Yeah,
I'm constantly being advised of how to improve.
We're here to help you, Adam.
Always grateful.
Michael, any audience feedback this week?
Yes. Now, this is tied to last week's show as well, because last week I put the call out to anybody who agreed with me on the topic, the business topic of pockets in pajamas. And
rise up, Australia. And did they rise up, Michael?
In small numbers, yes. We've had a small rising.
Small but passionate numbers, yes.
That's right. I have an email from a listener.
It's a small number, not numbers.
Oh, I didn't say this is the only one, but it's the only one I'm going to share with you because it's the only one worth repeating. It is from a listener who has identified herself as Stacey with an E.
Right.
Not starting it, it's Stacey. And she was responding to the call out about pockets in pajamas and says, yes, I agree with you on pockets in pajamas. So, okay, that was good. We got off to a good start. She went on to say, love the show, feel like it's making me smarter every day. Can I suggest a safe word for next Sunday's show? So I thought this is good. It actually kind of ticks 2 boxes. We get audience feedback and a safe word. But this is kind of brutal. She has suggested marshmallow for the safe word. Says, because while your business news is hard-hitting, I suspect you guys might be soft and squishy.
They're all cream puffs.
So, which might be the case. Adam, through the week this week, you often engage in a bit of exercise.
Yes.
Any injuries you'd like to report?
This is a beautiful lead on.
No, nothing that I'd like to report, but I suppose...
Any that you feel compelled to report? Because we're not going to leave it alone until you tell us.
Clearly not. Well, I did roll my right ankle this week.
Oh, poor fella.
On a rainy morning. Very painful. I managed to breathe through it enough not to sort of express expletives very much out loud at the time, which I was kind of proud of.
And did you know that I've been putting together a list of your injuries over the last year?
It's quite extensive, I think.
It is quite extensive.
This does lead on from Stacey's marshmallow comment, Adam. Just keep that in mind.
Because my favourite was the shoulder injury that
Oh,
you
yes.
did. Was it a rotator cuff or similar? And how did you do that injury?
Yes.
Again, I've forgotten.
It was a full contact incident while sleeping.
You injured your rotator cuff while sleeping.
Yes, I slept on it badly.
So you've done an ankle, you've done a shoulder, you did
Both shoulders, actually.
both shoulders. Were they both from sleeping?
Yes.
Are you serious, Adamski? Or are you making that up?
Well, no, I'm not making it up.
So you
Sort
did
of
both
trying
shoulders
to-
while sleeping.
At different times. The sort of trying to take the pressure off one led me to injure the other.
And Sean, you know, the best part of this is that at one point through this week, Adam announced, or rather confided in me, which is a mistake because anything you confide in me is going to be brought up on the Sunday show, that he is about to commence training with a Masters AFL team where most of the players are in their early 40s.
Well, you have to be over 40. And look, I am entertaining the idea. I quite like it. But I did explain that I was 53. He said, no problem. Bond's a bunch of blokes. You'll love it.
And does it involve tackling?
Well, yes, it's a full contact game of sport.
And considering your inability to sleep without injuring yourself, do you think this is a good idea?
Well, look, this could be the wrong thing to say, but could it get any worse? You know, so I think I have to have a little more heroics in my injuries from now on.
But I also love the timing. I think the first training session was scheduled
Thursday
for
night.
It was Thursday, and on Wednesday you injured your ankle. I think that's the universe telling you something, don't you reckon?
Maybe it's that AFL team telling me something. Stay away.
So therefore, I think the safe word of marshmallow is
quite
extremely
isn't it?
appropriate for you,
Got it.
Adam.
Marshmallow.
Are there any others though, Sean or Adam?
No, I'm happy to go with marshmallow. My mind's not just quite as clear after yesterday's 90th birthday this morning as it might be normally. So marshmallow's good to me.
Lovely.
Yep.
Now, Adam,
Yes.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I need your support, though, because we need
Very
a majority vote. I think we should start a swear jar.
Okay.
And I think that every time Mickey T swears, he needs to put $1 in. And I reckon that's probably the really fine wine every week, or a case of beer, or
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know. I've just noticed Michael's language skills.
A digital dollar, a crypto dollar.
A crypto dollar, maybe. I just think they've deteriorated. I just think that Michael has become a little bit more antsy, a little bit more difficult to be around, and
it's only February. It's going to be a long year, isn't it?
Well, speaking of marshmallow, are the early mornings getting to you, Michael?
No, they're not. And I realise that I actually sound quite narky in the way I responded to that.
no, they're not.
No, mind your own business, dickhead. No, just
That's $1. Dollar number one.
no. Look, it is fine, and look, occasionally there's some colourful language, but there's colourful language from all of us, and at least if I swear at something, it's for a legitimate reason. Whereas you you swear when a fly blows into the room, Adam.
Yeah, like I can't find my mouse. Out comes that word numerous times. I have a theory why this is the case, though. So your eldest child has just gone to school. And so Michael, who I've got to say is an incredibly patient person in normal life, suddenly he's experiencing that I've really got to get off this call. I've got to get out of this meeting because I've got to get to school, something Adamski and I have been doing for a number of years now. And I just reckon it's just, changing your persona, or all that stress and pressure of getting kids to school, Michael, I reckon it's getting to you. And, I mean, the good news, you've only got 20 more years of it.
That's very, very reassuring to hear, Sean. No, I don't think so. I think it's also the fact, though, that you can't use the language you'd like to in front of small children. So I have to save it.
Hold on. You've sent videos of your small children repeating exactly what you've said.
Not what I've said. No, I'm not.
Blame their mother? Is that what we're going to go here?
Oh, I'm not blaming anybody, but there is only 4 of us in the household, and it's not me and it's not the kids. So it's coming from somewhere, but not me.
I really hope Sean doesn't listen to this.
I think we're pretty safe.
Okay, swear jar. We're going to implement it, and everyone's got to be honest. The three of us, when we swear, well, the other two will pick it up, I suppose, but I'll keep it tally, and I'll let you know next week. Now, I want to get onto a topic that's dear to Adam's heart, and we ignored it last week totally, unfairly on Adamski, because he was so looking forward to the Super Bowl. Not so much the game.
Hey, which teams were playing, Adam?
Yeah.
Yes, the Los Angeles Rams,
These Rams
and the
yes.
Bengals.
Where'd the Bengals come from?
Cincinnati.
Who won?
The Los Angeles Rams, in actually a very good game.
Here we go. Yep. Go on, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I thought it was.
What was a pivotal moment in the game?
Oh, look, I think the last quarter where it really did, Los Angeles pretty much had control of the second half, but the last quarter, Los Angeles really were dominant, and it seemed that they squashed the life out of the Bengals.
Do you think the fact that with mere seconds to go, the sack on the quarterback, which has been the headlines
Critical.
for about a week since then, could have been the pivotal moment?
No, I think it came before then. I think momentum was just so much with the Los Angeles Rams in that second half, but especially the
Marshmallow. I'm calling Marshmallow
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
number one. Adam just making this up as he goes, and Sean just casually using the reference to the quarterback sack.
Marshmallow.
Is that
marshmallow.
and is that a swear jar incident?
If you weren't so ignorant about American football, Adam,
Oh,
you'd understand there is no swear jar incident in that one.
anyway, can we get to the main point of the game, please?
The whole point of the game, as far as you were talking about, Damsky, was the halftime entertainment.
Absolutely.
It was just a rap fest.
And yes,
A rap fest.
fabulous for it. And with the Godfather, Dr. Dre, I think, and the set and the dancers, I just thought that is the biggest production I could have even imagined. And also probably one of the lesser known ones. I didn't know Anderson .Paak was going to be in there as well. Now, he is a fantastic musician.
Was Anderson .Paak in there? Oh,
Yep.
really?
Yep, he signed to Dre's management company, and he was playing toward the end there.
Anderson .Paak.
Google it.
Oh, it's P-A-A-K.
Yes, P-A-A-K.
Neither of us have heard of Anderson .Paak. Well, you might be old in many ways, but certainly in music you are not, Adam.
Contemporary, at last.
Beyond contemporary.
I thought it was amazing. And, the game itself takes a very long time. So for that kind of 20-minute bracket or so, it was just something I could watch end to end and really enjoy.
Do the listeners know, Adam, that you used to manage bands in your youth?
Well, managed a few, but more so worked in record companies and publishers. But I think it doesn't take that to be a music fan, does it? Anyone can be a music fan.
You go beyond being a music fan, though.
Yeah.
God.
So who's this Anderson .Paak? Does he play for the Bengals or the Rams? That's what I want to know.
Neither. He's a musician
Right.
and fabulous. And honestly,
what style of music does he perform?
So he's a drummer and singer or rapper and has a band with him, musicians. They don't really use decks. They use instruments and really good players. I think if you go onto YouTube and look up some of the mini concerts he's done, and he's done duets as well. So Snoop Dogg, he's done a...
Was Snoop there on at the halftime?
Oh,
Super
for
Bowl
God's
halftime?
sake, Sean. Snoop was
I
in
didn't
like
watch it.
almost all of it alongside Dre.
Right. Are they the two most famous rappers?
Eminem.
He took a knee. Eminem did.
Sean, did you know that Anderson .Paak, and I'm sure you would appreciate this, he just completely misuses punctuation. He's got a full stop in the middle of his name. It's Anderson space full stop Park, P-A-A-K. I just...
P-A-A.
So you're in despair territory already.
I just...
Michael.
I don't appreciate it.
Look, clearly I'm alone amongst music fans here.
Have you ever met Snoop Dogg, Adam?
No.
I have.
Oh, yes. Sean, tell us the story again. I love this one. This is a return to our favourite segment, Name Drop.
Yeah, I imagine you got on very well.
I have told this story before, but I'm telling it again. I was in Vegas with the family by the pool, as you are, And I went inside one of the casinos, and a guy sort of was maybe 3 or 4 foot in front of me, was walking. I was sort of following him through the crowd. And coming towards him was a very, very tall guy with an entourage. And I looked up and I noticed them because there's such a great presence, not quite realizing that it was Mr. Dog, the Snoop himself. And the guy in front of me goes, "Yo, dog," and put his hand out. And they do that whole, slap, slap, up, down, fist pump, whatever thing as he's walking past him. So he finishes that, and then Snoop Dogg looks at me, and for some reason I had my hand stuck out as well. And the dog, Mr. Dog, just did the whole fist pump, slap, whack, whatever on me. I held my hand still because I had no idea what I was doing. And he just kept going. And I looked at my hand and
Smooth
thought,
as silk, Sean.
wow, that was Snoop Dogg. And I met him. He did the whole whack, slap, fist pump thing. I don't know. How do rappers know what to do? Like, I had my hand there, right? I was prepared for anything, and I just kept it there. I didn't move that sort of flat palm facing in hand. He did all the work on it. But how come all the rappers know what to do? Oh, what an idiot I am.
I think that's a rhetorical question again. How do rappers know?
How do rappers know what to do?
And Sean did not.
I think the quote for me today is, "I held my hand there and he did all the work on it." Good-o. Marshmallow.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Mr. Dog. Goodbye.
As you were.
Lovely to meet you.
Hey, do you reckon we might be able to talk about some business
Yes, please.
today? Just
Okay.
and it's very odd that I would be kind of getting us back on track.
Pushing the topic along.
Yes. Go on, Mickey.
Oh well. Thank you.
Do you have a topic that you would like to talk about, or?
Well, it's barely business related. It's more of an ethical dilemma that I need to get your
Right.
advice on.
Please.
But there is a business link to it.
Okay. Go on.
It is about Australia Post. So, Sean, through the week, we talked about Australia Post. Well, you talked about Australia Post, and I listened. And you're talking about the fact that it made a half-year profit of $200 million, and it was actually a pretty interesting story. I mean, most things you say are reasonably interesting. The fact that lockdown's ending.
The backhanded compliment from
compliment?
Mickey
Yeah.
T.
Oh.
Reasonably interesting. Go on.
Oh, it's true. Lockdown's ending, e-commerce boom is cooling, that Australia Post will make a loss, did you say? I must have tuned out at some point. But anyway.
For the full year.
Yeah, the profit's going to diminish.
Yeah. So they had a half-year profit of 200.
Thank you for listening, Adam. You weren't even on the show, and you listened to what I was saying.
Of course.
Mickey was on the show and then tuned out. Go on.
Anyway, I'm really just using this as a...
So was this a moment when your roof fell on top of you this week?
We can talk about that afterwards. I'm
No,
looking up at it.
Let's have an interruption from the Australia Post story. Adam, you're more familiar with this than me. Didn't his roof fall on him or something?
Well, we heard a sound and then a soft expletive. And when we asked what happened,
Twice.
after laughing, we followed up with an "Are you okay?" And Michael explained that it was a audio padding roof tile that had fallen, or ceiling tile, I should say, that fell off the ceiling and tonked him on the head.
Which he had affixed to the
Yes.
ceiling not that long ago.
No, matter of weeks.
Okay, well, look, if we're going to get onto this,
It doesn't bode well.
I recently did a bit of a DIY reno in the office here, and decided to kind of revamp the studio component. Did all new kind of the acoustic padding, and I went to a well-known hardware store. I'm not going to identify them. Rhymes with Blunnings, and asked their advice on how best to affix these the foam tiles to the walls and to the roof, to the ceiling, and all around the room. And they said the best way is this kind of industrial strength double-sided tape. I'm like, that's not going to hold it, but they insisted that it would. Anyway, Bunnings, you were wrong. I was right, because I have been sitting here and it's just this occupational hazard that every now and then another tile will fall on me. I've got kind of 2 or 3 buckling to the left of my head. So far, I've lost
That's
4.
Raiders of the Lost Ark in there.
I've lost 5 off the roof.
It's peril
It's funny how
everywhere.
it's very easy to blame someone else, isn't it, when you're doing
Isn't
a
it, though?
DIY project?
Straight under a bus.
Oh well, it's a faceless corporation. I'm happy to happy to
What
blame
about-
them.
Hold on. The person at the front of Bunnings that meets you, I love that person. They're
I do
just
too.
friendly. The
Oh,
staff
they're
are great.
fantastic.
I find,
You
all
go
the
to someone and
staff
say,
terrific.
I need a screw to do this. They send you
Do
like
you now?
40.
Marshmallow.
I need an item. And they send you about, 10 aisles away because you're nowhere near where you thought you were supposed to be. I love the Bunnings people, don't you?
Oh, I do until I give you some bad advice. So anyway, yesterday I went back to Bunnings and purchased a new product, a new adhesive product. So that will be my Sunday project, attempting to fix this, and I'll give you a report next week. But anyway,
Australia Post.
back to Australia Post. We talked about the profit and the potential for a full year loss. Just an excuse for me to talk about my ethical dilemma. We all know how good a job posties do.
Mm-hmm.
And
But not Bunnings employees, yeah.
Bunnings employees, well, no, look, most Bunnings employees I'm sure are fine. Just this one, I think, was kind of reminded me of Adam talking about the Super Bowl, just making it up as I went along. So reminded of how good a job posties do, particularly kind of apparent in weeks like this when parts of Eastern Australia in particular have just been smashed by rain and the posties still out there just cruising around delivering mail. And so I know it's February, but do you both give your postie a present at Christmas?
Oh, so I didn't this year.
Have you before?
Yes,
Oh, really?
but I really should have. I got a bit lost on which days they'd be coming by, and I usually can look out for them, but I missed them.
Oh, you see, I left mine out on the wrong day. That might have been it. Sorry, Posty. I left it on a Tuesday, but you only come about every third Wednesday, it seems. So you missed it.
Oh, geez. Someone's sledging the posties today. It seems a bit harsh.
Careful.
Yeah.
No, I'm sledging Australia Post, not the individual posties.
Oh, hang on. So here I am trying to sledge Bunnings as a company, and you try and defend them, saying that one person in every Bunnings is decent at the front desk. And here you are now trying to flip it around and sledge Australia Post when I'm trying to say the majority of Australia Post people are decent.
But Australia Post is owned by the government. You're allowed to sledge anything owned by the government. Bunnings is a private sector company. Shareholders own that one.
Oh my God, you're doing now an Adam Super Bowl and a Bunnings person with the tape. You are making it up as you go along. Anyway, my point
What is the point?
my point is that we just think it's nice to even if it's just like a $10 scratchy or something. So we did that for our postie last year, but like Adam, we forgot to give it to him, and so we just kind of kept missing him. So in the end, we decided just to scratch it ourselves, and we won
You had a winner, didn't
we
you?
won $25, and so suddenly I've got this ethical dilemma of: am I supposed to give him the $25? Do I give him the kind of pre-scratched scratchy for him to go and claim it, or do I just pretend that this has never happened, buy myself something with that, and we'll just kind of make up for it next Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do?
Give it to him.
Oh, God, no, I'd spend it myself.
What, give him the cash?
Yeah, well, give him the winning ticket.
Can you imagine being a poster? You're riding your bike, you come to a letterbox and someone that looks like Michael is there saying, excuse me, sir, here's a used scratchy, but you did win. We were going to give it to you before. The poor bloke's just trying to do his job. Come on, spend the money, Michael.
And if you were to actually just hand over the cash and say, here's $25, isn't that kind of
That's bribery.
bribing a government employee?
I don't want you to fold my magazines that way anymore. He's $25. Put him in properly.
So, okay, Adam says give it to him. Sean, you says spend it yourself. But then again,
Totally.
Sean, you're the person who did not care to reward your postie at all. What about garbage guys? What are they called? Rubbish collectors. Garbos. There we go.
Well, I've got to say, the Garbos are sort of our friends. So our Garbo comes every Thursday morning, put it out Wednesday night, and we get up very early, and the Garbo comes about 4:45. And so kind of the first sort of interaction I have with humans is sitting at my desk, and I can look out and just see the garbage being picked up, and the guys looking out the window putting in. I feel like I'm a friend of the Garbo. I've never spoken to him or anything like that.
That's not a friend. That's a stalker. You're creepily watching him through the window. He doesn't know that you can see him, and you.
In my world, Michael, that is a friend. Marshmallow. We'll be back with more in just a minute. Hey, can I talk about Domino's?
Yeah.
Please.
So they came out with their results this week, and the share price dropped 14%. So it wasn't a particularly good result. Their expansion in Japan continues, but what they've found is that, surprise, surprise, when lockdowns ended, people stopped buying pizzas, ordering in pizzas, and started going out more. They're facing in Australia, they're facing a much stronger competition in Pizza Hut. In Europe, they're facing much higher energy prices on the back of the Ukraine-Russia carry on. But my point of this story is I've always thought Domino's were incredibly innovative. And they came out this week, and Don May is the CEO. He has been a guest on our show. And they said prices are right. Meat and cheese particularly is rising. So their profit margins are being squeezed. Now, 99 out of 100 companies are going to say, righto, that $6 pizza or $7 pizza is now going to be $8. What they've done is say, no, we're going to keep the prices the same. We're just going to introduce a whole new range of premium pizzas, whatever that is, and we're going to charge $3.45 extra for it. And what it got me thinking, I love these stories, these innovative stories of companies over the COVID period that have somehow managed their way through it. Now, I don't know whether that will work for Domino's or not. Clearly, they think customers are sticky enough to pay. Well, you can get a $5 pizza now, so pay $8.45 for a pizza, and presumably much bigger profit margins for Domino's. Corona, they came out with their results. Actually, no, it's GWA. They make Corona toilet, or they import Corona products. They actually chartered a ship, I think, to get all their products into the country because they were having all these supply chain issues. I just think there's these great stories about how companies have handled the pandemic. I mean, I think another one's Super Retail, that they own Rebel, BCF and Super Cheap Autos. They've actually hired removalists to come and move all their stock. So they thought, we can't get stock in, we're going to order a huge amount of it. Then they realised it got into Australia's shores. How do we move it? So they just got a bunch of removalists to come and do it. Don't you think they're great little stories?
Oh, Sean, I think they're terrific stories. And I think, with us, with our little startup business here at Fair and Greed, I find those stories really inspirational because you're always, I think, common denominators about what makes small businesses and then bigger businesses work is one, working hard, and two, working smart. And that working smart part, particularly under all the atmosphere of challenge during pandemic, supply chain disruptions, geopolitical issues, I love those stories. I think they're terrific.
Yeah. Mickey, add something of value to the conversation, please.
Add some value. Well, you know why, and I was interested in this from the moment you mentioned Domino's. The reason why I'm...
Who knows where we're going now? Come on.
No, well, the reason I'm sure that I love Domino's, and I love them as a business, and their pizzas are good too. For one main reason, and this is actually one of my gripes, and you've kind of given me a perfect opening for this. Have you ever been to one of those pizza places that's not Domino's or not Pizza Hut where they give all their pizzas stupid names?
Can you define stupid?
Okay, you'll go in and you'll say, okay, I'm going to use Hawaiian pizza as an example because, and I know you'll probably be critical of that because you guys are critical of everything, but like you'll go in and you would say, oh, can I have a large Hawaiian, please? And they say, sorry, we don't have a Hawaiian pizza. We do have a Tom Jones because it's not unusual to want pineapple on your pizza. And you're like, oh my God, you are such...
Did you just make that up on the spot?
Yes. Yes,
Well
I
done.
did.
Well done.
And-
Wow, that's more impressive than the discussion.
and-
Yes.
you-
Okay, so the Tom Jones, I thought where you were going, so, my local pizza shop has the Cypriot pizza. What the hell's a Cypriot pizza? Or I think it's got like the Blue Wave or something like that.
Cypress-inspired ingredients.
Yeah, what's Blue Wave? Blue Wave inspired?
No, but I mean, they actually just come up with weird names for existing pizzas.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
There's a Meat Lovers or a Margarita. They're all established pizzas, or a Supreme. Yet they've gone and called it like a
Trevor.
It's just something stupid. They'll call it like a cavoodle or something, and it's because it's got some meaning to the owner of the pizza shop. But you know what? You are just damaging your own brand and the brand of these pizzas because you're making people work harder for it. And Domino's realise this, and so that's why they just stick with the original names. And it's a very, very smart move. Well done, Don May.
Well done, Don May. Well done, Michael Thompson. I'm totally with you on that gripe, and you've just brought one up for me because my pizza shop, and in fact, it does it. And then I went to one of the big shoe retailers during the week because not only did my mother turn 90, my son turned 17. I bought him a pair of shoes. They gave me a receipt, which was literally, I think it was 57 centimetres. I got it like for one item, 57 centimetres. The pizza shop always gives me a receipt, which is maybe not 57 centimetres, but 25 centimetres. What a waste of paper.
It is. That's ridiculous. And, that's the best thing about Bunnings now is that you can just put your phone number in and they send you the digital receipt to your phone.
Because you know you're going to have to take it back to Bunnings because what you bought never quite fits what you're doing. So you do know you have to take it back.
Yeah, because I'll be heading back tomorrow with my half-used double-sided tape saying this caused injury, and I've got the audio recording of me being hit in the head by an acoustic tile. It made a very dull sound.
I think we're going to have to come to an end. We have been really solid today, fellas. I think that we have added a lot of value.
Can I get in one more, Sean?
Oh, thank God. Yes, Adamski.
Truth Social.
Oh, love it.
I just think this is a spectacle, and I think it would be a shame if we didn't give it a quick discussion. I can't see myself ever logging on, registering, because I just can't stand the thought of putting a dollar in his pocket. But it is going to be a spectator sport, isn't it?
So what you're talking about Donald Trump's new social media app because he was kicked off everything else or all the big ones.
Twitter and Facebook.
YouTube and Facebook. And so he started up Truth Social. I'm not a good person to talk about this because I just find Facebook and Twitter I don't engage much outside work. I never engage, in fact.
Well, you rarely engage with work as well on there.
That's true. It's not my thing, but you, Adam, are a mad social media fiend, I'd say. Not sure where that's going. Marshmallow. Let's leave it at that.
Yep.
You say you're not going to be logging on to Donald Trump's Truth Social. What about you, Mickey?
I can't find it. I mean, I've been looking for it in the App Store, and I looked for it the other day when you mentioned it as well. And it comes up. The first one is, I'm sure it's actually it. Second first America's social app for truth. I don't know if that's it, but I scroll down and the next option down below it is dirty sex game for couples, and the one below that is sex game, hookup, truth or dare. So you know what? There's a risk.
Michael, I think that's seen your browser history.
That's a
marshmallow. Oh, that was a low blow.
We are doubling up with it. Do not cut that out, though, Michael.
Well, they're all based on algorithms.
I think that is probably definitely a place to leave it. I'm actually just trying to look up Truth Social as we speak.
I found it, but I can see it, but I can't find out where to download it, which is no problem for me.
I love how you both went on there to look it up after I told you what else comes up when you search for it. You weren't going to download it until I told you that, you could accidentally download this.
That didn't come up on my page,
Didn't come up
Michael.
on mine either.
I don't think either of you two are being particularly honest today. But anyway, this seems like a very good place to leave it at a point of dishonesty while discussing Truth Social.
It'll be based on it.
Mickey, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Sean.
Adamski.
Thank you, Sean.
A bit distracted there, Adam.
Well, it was a dramatic pause.
No, you're right, Michael. He's just a bit distracted. Let's leave it there.
Download. How many apps can one guy download at a time?
Oh, they're apps, are they? My God.
Thank you for listening to Fear and Greed, the Sunday edition. It's Sunday, the 27th of February, as I said, my mother's 90th birthday. I'm Sean Aylmer. We hope you enjoyed the show and have a great day.